Hello everyone, good morning. True Zero Emissions here, and I wanted to get a closer look at the Wolf King GTR controller. Let's have a look inside. Now this is hot. We should never work on a scooter when the battery's plugged in. It's plugged in right now, but we're just looking. But do not do what I'm doing. I should not be opening this with the live system, but I just want to see what's happening in here. Taking a closer look inside. There is the controller, and it's live right now. Okay, so it looks like there's a possibility that my wire for the headlight is right here. That may be it, and that's what I'm looking for right now. I just want to trace this wire. There is a possibility. No, that's not it. I'm seeing another one. See, it's hard to follow this because it goes behind these wires here, and it's zip tied. So let's see. Maybe it is, I don't know. Okay, well, no, I'm seeing this one move right now. This one, it looks like it might be that one right there. I'm going to point to it with this tool. It looks like it could be, that could be the headlight right there. That may be it. It does feel like that's the one, but it's hard to tell because the wires are all behind here. Anyway, just taking a closer look at the controller as well. And as is common with controllers, anyone that's seen the inside of a controller will see that not everything is always being used. Like you see, there's a plug there that's not being used. Sometimes those are for programming or for setting up the scooter, but in actual, to use it on the scooter, we don't use all the plugs all the time. But look at the size of those cables. I mean, these look like car cables that go to the battery. You know, that big high amperage, high current battery that starts the big gasoline combustion engine. Oh, it's so nice to use a scooter that doesn't have any exhaust emissions, where I'm not smelling those fumes. Anyone that stood by a car when it starts knows how bad they can smell. I get an instant headache when I smell fuel. To me, it's just like cigarette smoke. I don't do well around cigarette smoke, and when they said no more smoking, I thought to myself, yeah, well, no smoking cigarettes now, and no running engines one day soon, right? Because it just makes sense that the engines are causing so much harm to the air, which harms us and harms all of life. Anyway, True Zero Emissions, everyone. Just getting a closer look at that controller. And as always, I like to share my thoughts about how I see things. And you're always going to hear me talking about the environment and talking about how can we make that air, keep that air clean. Nature's always trying to cleanse the world, it's always cleaning itself. And we can be a part of that process. Rather than making the air dirty and the water dirty, we can help clean things. Leave things in a better state than when, you know, instead of making things worse, we can improve things for the environment. And that's the path that we're all on right now. That's a change that has to take place each and every day. It's not a plan for the future. It's an action today and now. Planning is good, but that must coexist with all the actions that can take place in the moment. What can be done now, right? Look at those connections. So when we get up into the high voltage with DC, DC is very harmful when it's high voltage. So we know that the wall outlet, which is AC, is 120 volts, right? And it's a lot of amps too. Now, DC in high voltage is also just as deadly. So we always want to be very careful around DC. That's very important.